What up, what up, what up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with the Sunday slate, man. Wild card playoffs, man. We getting started here. Off really strong, man. Let's get it. As we always do, I'm gonna go through each game, defensive schemes, how we gonna attack this with the best players, man, so we can get the best people in our lineups here. So right away we got the Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo. We don't know for sure if Tua's gonna play or not. Has not cleared, but kind of feel like, man, I mean, if he plays great, I mean, he is going to be coming back from like how many games he's been out? About 2 games been out, so probably possibly could be rusty anyways. And Buffalo just feels like, they're playing so hard for DeMar Hamlin and things like that. Kind of feel like if he doesn't play, they're just going to get routed. Out the building and stuff like that. But if Tua plays, it could be just a little bit more competitive, if anything. But they're going to have to really make sure they protect him. But let's get into this. So we got Miami playing a 3-4 defense. Believe it's a 3-4 man defense. Let me just check that real quick, because I could have swore that's what they play. Let me see here. Go back to my notes here. Man. Okay. So we got Miami. Yeah, so we got a 3-4 man defense there. So Miami plays a 3-4 man. They are giving up, though, per position. Let's see. Looks like at quarterback, 20 points. We looking at running back, 25.6 points. At wide receiver, 33.7 points. Tight end, 15.5 points. Defense, 5.4 points. If you are playing this showdown, 9.8 points to kicker. The Bills play a 4-3 zone defense. So it looks like giving up QB 16.3 points, running back 20.1 points, wide receiver 39 points, tight end 7.4 points, and defense 4.9. And if you are playing a showdown, 6.5 points to the kicker. So when I went through the notes of looking at, who the best players playing against this style of defense, on the Dolphins side, if, we don't know what quarterback, so I'm not going to put a quarterback in here yet, but it's Tyreek Hill first. And then there's a tie between Waddle and Mostert, which it doesn't look like probably Mostert might not be playing since he fractured his thumb and stuff like that. I don't know for sure if he's going to play. But if he does play, then, Mostert is in play there, and as well as Waddle would be, tied for, the most production games. Besides that, there's really nobody else. Wilson and Sherfield are some dark plays because they had at least 2 games, I would say so. Sherfield right there, Wilson, $3,000 for each of them. If you want to take a shot at them, like I said, they had at least 2 games, so $3,000. I mean, it's a dart throw. So, and then besides that, Gesicki and Smythe, they just Gesicki, they wasn't really using him enough. I feel like he definitely could play good in this, against the Buffalo Bills, but they just don't use him. And as you've seen, it was 1.6, 1.5 both of the times. He's into block, more than anything, not really running routes, which I feel that if they was to use him, they could possibly win the game. Like if they had to and they was to use Gesicki more in route running, it'd be something that Buffalo didn't see a lot of, so it's definitely something that could produce very well. But they just don't use them. So, like I said, the best 3 plays right here would be these 3. On the other side of this game, though, going against this style of defense, a man-style 3-4 defense, Diggs was the best player on their team by far. Like, it's kind of killing everybody in this whole game, period. So, matter of fact, he's actually the best player, period, on this slate, period, like of going against this style of defense and producing. So one of the best plays, man, on the whole entire slate for Sunday. And then it looks like we got Cook and Knox are tied. So you got 4,800 here, and I know Singletary is a starter, but Cook, they're kind of splitting anyways touches. So Cook and Knox. And then after that will be Singletary for 5,500 there. And then Davis for 4,900. And then the last player here, to me, that's actually probably going to play. Shakir only had 1 time, but McKenzie at least done it twice. So he's tied with Davis and Singletary, though. So, like I said, the best 3 plays, would be to take these 3 ones off right here. these are the best 3 plays for this game for this side. Let's get into the next game. We got the Giants versus the Vikings, though. And style of defense here. And my bad, I meant to say also, you can definitely toss in, who I want to say, Josh Allen, at quarterback. So then we got the Giants versus the Vikings here. So let's look at the notes here. Looking at the Giants are playing a 3-4 man style defense. Both of these teams play the same defense, just one runs a zone and one runs a man. So the Giants run a man style defense, 3-4, and the Vikings run a zone. So looking at what they're giving up for each position, we got a quarterback for the Giants. They're giving up 17.5, running back 25.5, wide receiver 39 points, tight end 14.2 points, defense 5.7 points. If you are playing a showdown, 8.1 points to kicker. Vikings are giving up quarterback 21.8 points, running back 30.1 points, wide receiver 40.6 points, tight end 9.6 points, defense they're giving up 6.6 points, and if you're playing showdown, kicker is 16.6 points lately. It's crazy. I can't believe they've been giving up that many points from week 11 to week 17. So a lot of points there for the kicker. And let's see. So the best people from the Giants side was Barkley for sure. He was at the top of the list there. And then it was Richie James, which I already knew was going to be Richie James because he comes from a zone-style defense playing with the 49ers. I mentioned this about 2 times before. He plays really good against zone-style defenses. So definitely would be he's in play. And then I feel like Hodgins would probably have more games if he had been playing from the get-go of the season. But since he hasn't been, just one short, I would say, of Richie James and Barkley. So he's right there, 4,100. Definitely will put him in there. And then you got Slayton after them. Probably the lowest one, option here. Probably want to be one of the lower, what I want to say, percent owned players too. Bellinger had only like 1 game. So if you want to toss him in, you could take a dart shot there for $3,000. But so after all that, like I said, you definitely toss in Daniel Jones here with this stack here. But we will be taking out these, I would say right here is pretty cool for the players, but then on the other side here, so let's take out all these players here. For the other side here, we're going to go put in Cousins here. The best play by far was Jefferson. And then after that was Hawkinson. Then after that play there would be Thielen. Has had probably the most production games. These 3 right here, but Jefferson and Hawkinson had the most against this style of defense. And then you could say Osborne, Cook, Madison, all were tied. So, if you want to take a dart shot at one of those players, you can. They had the lowest amount, though, between these other, 3 other players here. So, but like I said, in order would be Jefferson, Hawkinson, Thielen. But these 2 would probably be the best ones, of course, to stack if you was doing with Cousins. And then let's move on to the last game here on the slate. We have Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals. Let's go over the defenses here. So we have a 4-3, what is this, man defense for Cincinnati Bengals. And then Baltimore is a man 3-4 defense. So 2 man-style defenses here. Going over, let's see, quarterbacks for Ravens are giving up 13.2 points, running back 20.3 points, wide receiver 29.5, tight end 9.6, defense 5.2, and if you're playing a showdown, 8 points to the kicker. Bengals are giving up 17.8 points to quarterback, running back 19.8 points, wide receiver 38.9 points, tight end 12.8 points, and defense 5.9 points. If you're playing a showdown, it's 6.3 points to the kicker. So, best players for the Ravens going against this style of defense is Mark Andrews. Next up would be Likely. So, definitely I would just, go ahead and put, oh, my bad. Didn't mean to toss in Madison there. Let's go ahead and put Andrews here. This way we get to Likely. 3,300 there. So those are the best 2 players. After that was Kenyon Drake, which I don't even know if he's really going to play with Dobbins, starting and things like that. But he was the next. He was tied with Likely for the best games against his style of defense. So 4,300, Kenyon Drake there. And then it would be Demarcus Robinson was the lowest. He only had like 1 good game against this style of defense. But, like I said, dart throw for 3,500. I don't mind taking a shot there. But like I said, the best plays here You can definitely say these three, but also since Drake might not really be playing as much, since Dobbins will be, able to go and everything. Likely and Andrews, they're basically both two wide receivers for this team. They do a two wide receiver set anyways. They don't really use their receivers as much. So, their tight ends are their receivers. So basically you just got to think as Andrews is the number one and Likely is like a slot receiver to them. So that's the best things for that side of the game over there. Like, I don't mind even taking Dobbins though, because since it was what I want to say, what was the amount of points there? We was looking at 19.8 points there. We know this is a run team. They're going to run the ball. I can see him getting in for an end zone, touchdown. So definitely don't mind taking shots there for 5,700. I know it's on the road. It's going to be a tough matchup, but still, this is a run style team. That's all they really do. Definitely if Lamar is able to go, definitely stacking with Lamar, any of those options there, I definitely feel like that's a good way to go. And I definitely would feel better even about Dobbins having a better game if Lamar Jackson was able to go. But let's see. And then on the other side here, so the best plays on this side was Hayden Hurst was the first best play first of all. And then we had Joe Mixon. And then it's a tie with Chase and Higgins. Both accumulating the same amount of great games against this style of defense. I don't really think they did it together, ever. They both played good, so it'll probably be one or the other. So taking a shot with either one of those, I think, is your best options there. Then after that was Perrine is tied with Boyd. So those are all the options there. If you're running with Burrow, of course, the best plays. Let's go back through this. So we're going to take out Boyd. We're going to take out Perrine. We got Mixon, Hurst. With Hurst, Mixon first, and then we had Chase and Higgins. However, which way you want to take one of those. If you want to take both of them and leave out maybe Mixon or something like that, because you think it's just going to be an air attack game for them, you can definitely try that too as well. So now that we have all that, let's see. What do we want to put together here? Man. I'm trying to think because depending on two quarterbacks not playing, I don't really know how competitive and how needed Josh Allen or Burrow. I think Burrow though I would feel more though still to go ahead and take him over taking Josh Allen, just because if Josh Allen is going against Bridgewater, okay, so I'm looking at that, ready to practice in full stage. Okay, so we don't really know yet. Yeah, if he's going against Bridgewater, maybe it's a little bit more competitive. But, if it's Skylar Thompson, dude, oh my God, like, yeah, I just don't see, like, even with Bridgewater, I kind of feel like it might not be as competitive. I just don't know, is a Superman, game needed for Josh Allen, playing against Bridgewater. That's all. Like, so makes me think like, Burrow on the other hand, I can still see him airing it out against Baltimore. He just had too many weapons there that did really great against this style of defense, basically. So I feel like if those people are doing good, if two of the options was doing good, for being like a Chase and a Hurst type of situation, or not Chase and Higgins, then Burrow's having a great game. So I feel like he has too many options. The best game, though, I feel like it seems more obvious that it's going to be competitive, would be Daniel Jones and Cousins. But the only thing is Daniel Jones is not really proven. So, even though Minnesota has given up a lot of yards and things like that, it's just Daniel Jones is not proven. So I don't really know what to expect. You come out there and, poop in the bed and stuff like that in this game. And it can happen the same way for Cousins, being that his line doesn't really protect him very well. He gets hit all the time, and we know he can throw picks because of that. So, both of that game can just go, one-sided too. I know it could be competitive. It should be competitive, compared to these other games, because if these two big quarterbacks are not in there, Lamar Jackson and Tua, it feel like it'll just be one-sided. But I'm gonna go ahead then and take Burrow though. Just take Burrow, just because I really like the options that I've seen producing for him. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put Higgins in my flex since this is a late game. Be able to maybe change something if I needed to. But let's see. So then at running back, I did like the fact that James Cook was pretty high on there. I kind of want to get Saquon because what was it? Minnesota's been giving up a lot of points here. 30 points, man. to running back, it's like I gotta find a way to get Saquon in here. I feel like, man, defense is gonna be. Let's see. So defense here, I might take the Giants since the Vikings is saying they've been giving up 6.6 points. I believe that is what is that? So that was second on this list for these 3 games. Okay, so that was second on the list for these 3 games. So I'll take a shot at the Giants defense. I do know, though, I believe the Giants cornerback was the cornerback that said he was in his bag against Jefferson. So I do feel like Jefferson is going to try to kill him. But I got to see what I really want to get here first. Let me see. Is there value? Okay, I do know Richie James Jr. Yeah, definitely wanted him. That opens up. So I got to have Diggs or Jefferson. And I believe it was Diggs that had the most games. And I know he didn't do well, any other times against Miami, but maybe it's now, puts me here. But let's see, okay, because I can take Waddle, but I don't know if Waddle's gonna be able to do as well. Like, let's see, he had, I believe, he was tied with Mostert. I could take a shot at Waddle. Don't really mind doing that too. Or let's just check if I went ahead and pushed Jefferson up in here. Puts me at 5,600 with Davis. Davis was, let me check that again. He was the one that was tied with Singletary and things. Okay. So I think I like it the other way then. I think I actually like it the other way. I would rather have Waddle just because I've seen the points that Buffalo has been giving up to wide receivers. 39 points to wide receivers. Somebody got to get some of those points, and possibly it will be Waddle. Questionable. Let's see. He'd be very surprised if Waddle ankle is unable to go. Okay, so definitely feel like, and we just know Waddle can get stuff done in so little. Like, he doesn't even get as many targets as, Tyreek Hill, but it doesn't take much. He has his biggest games with so little amount, like 6 catches right there for 20 points, 5 for basically 20 points again there, like he gets it done with very little. 5 for 28. Like, I really like that. And I feel like he can possibly come through with something like that for me. I definitely just wanted to have Burrow. I wanted to have Barkley up in there. And it's cool, too, what I like here, because I can also even remove Richie James if I want to and go with Boyd and even have like a bigger even stack there with Burrow. So I kind of really like that a lot. So that's it, man, for the Sunday slate wildcard, man. Good luck, y'all, to everybody. Stay tuned. I think I'll be also dropping the showdowns for, of course, Monday night, but also for this Sunday night game, too, as well. So it's your boy Jaystar. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.